You know, sometimes when you're trying to make progress and that doesn't go anywhere, sometimes you don't have to find like a super complex reason or like try to find like an enigma or solve like a complex problem. Sometimes you just have to go back to the basics. Like this morning, I woke up, I was like, I need to do this, and like, why am I not going forward on that specific thing? Like, why am I not getting forward? I don't understand. Where am I being sub that cognitive bias? Is just like, and I look at myself in the mirror and I was like, look at your freaking hair. Look at your freaking hair. Like, how do you expect that you can take care of your business if you're not even willing to take care of yourself? Like how you look and stuff like that. Like I'm like, look at your hair. Look at your freaking hair. It's horrible. It's all over the place. And it comes down to something I've understood when it comes to making your bed, little stuff like that, the way you start your day, the way you treat yourself on a daily basis. There was like this speech on YouTube. You should find it. Like I don't know. Maybe I should put it in bio. I don't know. Like there is this speech that was given by a military guy and said that making your bed is more than just making your bed. It's a way of starting a day because you already accomplished something. It's a gift to yourself when you come back at night and bed is clean and stuff like that. And I implemented it. I was like, okay, I need to do that on a daily basis, because sometimes I'm like, yeah, it's Sunday, whatever, I'm not going to make it. It makes a huge difference. And then I was like auditing myself in my own brain. I was like, oh yeah, like there is this, I need to improve. I need to improve my organization, stuff like that. And I have a friend, who is ahead of me in the business. And this guy has some high standards about everything about himself. He dresses good, his hair always looks good, he drives a car that is good with him. Like, I'll show you something later, but like, sometimes he's like, no, I'm not getting below that. I'm like, yeah, but you don't need that level. He's like, I don't need that level, but I want that level. And he fights for that. And I'm like, I look at myself in the mirror this morning and I was like, how do you expect to take care of your business and not even willing to take care of yourself? Like, this is like a business is a projection of the owner, of the manager, of the whatever. That's why they say when a company is going down, like the fish rots from the head. The head is rotten, and then the other things start rotting. And this is exactly it. And that's why in Shark Tank, when the investors are like picking a business to invest in, people ask him like, why are you investing in that? How can you decide that in just minutes? And the guy answered, I'm not investing in a business, I'm investing in a person. And that's why I'm so mad with myself right now, because I shouldn't be mad with myself, but I'm like, why am I not going back to the basics? Sometimes that's what you need to do. If you find yourself in a situation when you're like all these things are not working, but it's like there are projection from you. Like this is starting from here, and what you have here, it's going there. And if it's not working there, maybe that comes from you. Most of the time, that comes from you. Same thing with the car. Look at that. Like I'm freaking driving that. This is a horrible car. I mean, it gets the job done. That's my point is that I lower myself to that point because I could have invested in a better car, because this car is like, it costing me money. Like I'm like driving and then the thing breaks down and stuff, and it costs me money. And I'm like, I need to invest in a car that is solid, and I don't need to worry about like, is it gonna cost me another $200? So last week something was clinging. I would go to the car fixer, and the thing is like, he's like, oh yeah, it's gonna cost you $200. And I'm like, and I'm tired of having like all these things, these little things. Same thing for the hair. I was procrastinating on the hair. I was inventing excuses for it. I was like, I'm gonna wait for the end of the quarantine because it's coronavirus time and stuff like that. I was like, I'm not seeing anyone. Like, I don't need to have a haircut. I'm gonna save $20 and there is nothing else I need to do. No. Like, I should have already set myself up a certain level. and I'm not going below that, even if it's quarantine and blah blah blah. Same thing. Like I'm gonna keep a routine of like shaving, even if I'm not saying anyone I want to look clean, because if you don't look clean, your business not gonna be clean. And sometimes you need to go back to the basics and be like, why am I not doing well with myself? And this haircut, like I was driving on the way. Like this morning, I already thought of that. Like I really need to do something with my hair, but like I was driving, and I love driving because it's a form of meditation for me. Like when I drive, I'll have like, I can get deep down, stuff like that. I look at myself in like in this mirror stuff. I don't know what's the name in English. And I was like, you're getting a haircut, dude. And like, yeah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I said, no, I don't care. Like you're getting a haircut now. You're getting a haircut now. And I'm like, that's part, because these days I'm like super hard working on myself, and I'm like punching some doors. Like I'm like cracking them open. Like I don't know if that's English, but like I'm doing like super out of my comfort zone stuff. And it's like my former identity is fighting my new identity that I'm building, and it's like it's fighting against shoulders and stuff like that. And today I was going back to work because like I was seeing a friend, stuff like that. I was like, you need to build your new identity again, because sometimes the old one comes back. And then I felt the old identity was knocking on the door. And and I was like, you know what, Roman, a good thing that's gonna help you to push forward this identity shift, it's a good haircut. New look, new identity, just stick to that. And I think, if you're finding yourself in this limbo of like, it's never ending, and you like just I thought at first I was like, I'm gonna shave my head, and I was like, maybe that's not the smartest thing I did, but I was like, do that. Like sometimes you don't need to audit a complex thing. Sometimes you don't need to overthink like a very elaborated scenario, or sometimes it's just the basics. Just take a step back, look at the basics. I looked at my hair, I was like, dude, start with that. Like you're not going anywhere until you change that. And if you're not changing that, you're not going anywhere. This is not gonna work. So look at yourself. Please look at yourself when there's something not working like that, and ask yourself, is it coming from me? What am I doing wrong? Is there something I'm missing? Sometimes it's in your face. This hair, you can look at the first videos. These hair, I have them for like almost a year and a half, 2 years. Because it was quarantine, and I was like, it's a good time to experience long hair, because I never had long hair. Not like that. And it was in the middle of my face, and I was so used to it. That I could not see it. And I'm very pissed off right now, because that's something I should have understood before. And that's why there's a huge difference between understanding it and accepting it and implementing it. Like this idea of like, you need to take care of yourself before taking care of anything else. It's the same thing that you can't love anyone else if you're not loving yourself first. You cannot forgive others if you're not willing to forgive yourself first. Stuff like that, it's basics, but implementing it, like really integrating it in the brain, taking action on that, it's a completely different stuff. And I'd be curious to know, you guys and girls, when I say guys, I think of everybody, like, what is the thing today that maybe is very obvious, like in plain sight, but you have not been realizing it was here? Maybe it can be like you're not taking care of yourself enough. Maybe you are moody and you never understood it, and then you're like, oh, why are people like not nice to me, Or maybe you're super negative on sometimes. Maybe you're not like taking care of your skin, and you're like, yeah, maybe I should take that. Like, tell me something, share with the community, because that's how we grow as people. We share stories, people get inspired, they get knowledge, they get wisdom, they just integrate it, they recycle it, and then they spit their own version of their truth. And that's how we all share stories and we all grow as a community. Please share that, do the effort. It's going to be beneficial for you. It's going to be beneficial for the community. Share in the comments something that you have been not seeing, but it was in plain sight, and that you could change. Could be anything. I'd be curious to see that. Usually I say peace. I know I'm pissed off, but peace.